Hello, I'm Vanita with the Days of Deepening Friendship blog at Loyola Press. We're in the third week of Advent now. Our Advent retreat this year is about creativity, how the same divine power that brought us the Christ child in the manger also infuses our lives, gives us the power to be creative. And it also gives us the power to bring healing, to create something new out of something that's difficult for us. And the holidays, I think, are a good time to think about that, because all it takes is getting out, one storage container with ornaments and Christmas decorations, and a lot of memories come back to us, a lot of emotions. And so I think, why not use the raw materials of our Christmas season to allow God to work on healing in us? Now, for many of us, we have to process some grief during the holidays. Holiday time is when we realize more than ever who is no longer around the family table. It can be a very bittersweet time. These bells are a part of a collection of bells that my grandmother had for years and years. They were always in a certain place in her house, and at Christmas we brought them out. Grandmother's been gone for a number of years now. All my grandparents actually, and also my father. And so there's always a bit of grieving that I have to do during the Christmas season. And I've accepted that this is part of what Christmas is. It's remembering loved ones who are no longer with us, celebrating their lives. I now have this collection of bells, and I bring them out every Christmas. So it's one way that I use sort of these raw materials in my life to create something good and to continue my own healing process. Now, when I was in my 20s, I taught school in a village in the Middle East, in the country of Jordan. And it was probably the two most fruitful years of my life. It was really a very stimulating time. It was a culture I'd never been to before. I enjoyed a lot of it. I really loved it there. However, there were also challenges. And the first Christmas I was there, I discovered a little shop they had all this needlework, and they had some Christmas images. So I bought several things like this and some tea towels and put them around my little apartment far away from home, and it helps me celebrate that Christmas. But I continue to get these out every year because it reminds me of how that was a period when I learned who I was. I learned what my strengths were. I learned what I could overcome in a culture that was very different from my own. So this is one of those things that I put out every Christmas to remind me of that ongoing ability that we have as people to simply become who we are, to develop our gifts, to learn how to love others in all kinds of situations, some of them more challenging than others. One thing that comes up during the holiday season are family tensions. We always have pretty high expectations during the holidays. We want everything to go perfectly. And this cup represents how that has played out in my life. There's a Christkindl market every year in Daley Plaza, downtown Chicago. It's a German festival. And one of my favorite parts of it is they always have the spice hot wine. And so you get your little cup of wine. And in the earlier years of my marriage, I tried to turn this into a date with my husband. I thought this would be so romantic. We could wander around the market, we can have our wine and, just have a really good time. And the only trouble with this is my husband really is not a crowd person. And as much as I tried to turn this into a really great time, more often than not, we would end up cranky with each other and arguing. And so finally one year I decided that why not just do this as my own tradition, my own private, personal tradition, not try to force it on my husband. And I have done that ever since, and it's actually one of the favorite things that I do every year. And this is a symbol of sometimes what it takes to learn how to really live with another person and love that person for who he or she is. We have to learn to let go of some of our expectations at times and allow new things to grow up in their place. So anyway, I encourage you as you're decorating and looking at all the stuff in your life, all the Christmas paraphernalia, the decorations, the gifts you've kept over the years, the ornaments, the recipes, allow those raw materials to help you create and continue to create something for yourself and for your family, for the people you love. And understand that this is part of your healing and part of the recreation we have in Christ year after year. Merry Christmas.